Welcome everybody to day two of the Scale with AI Summit 2024. Excited to be here with everyone today as we hop off a jam-packed day one. Got a lot of great feedback from everybody that was tuning in with us live. The raw, unedited replays are available now inside of the Circle community, and I'm looking forward to a great day two. We've got some great speakers lined up, and we just dropped a bunch of the pre-recorded AI hack sessions that you'll find available inside of the community. So you can watch those on your own time on demand. And I see Kelly Tenney here as well, tuning in with us. Welcome in, everybody. So great to see you joining us back today. Those of you that were with us all day for day one, or if you couldn't make all day, I recognize some faces that were in and out. And I see some new faces as well. Please do let us know where you're tuning in from and maybe some takeaways that you took away from day one of the summit. Kelly, I know we covered a lot yesterday, but there were some really cool demos, especially there at the end of the day, that AI voice assistant that Chris built. That was some next level stuff. That was really cool to see happen live. And good morning from Austin, Texas as well. But how are you feeling coming off of day one, Kelly?
I'm excited. I feel like yesterday I took my own advice and I tried to hone in on one thing from each session that I could go and implement right away without trying to be overly an overachiever and, oh, I'm going to do all these things. I really loved the session with Gamma. I thought they were amazing. I feel like even as an avid user of Gamma, there were some features, little buttons where I'm like, I'm not really sure what that does. And they just did such a great job at breaking everything down. So I feel like that session was really valuable for new users and even users. Either a couple things I was like, I didn't know it could do that. So I really got a lot of value out of that. Your session, of course, Darby, I loved. It actually came up in a couple of the hack sessions that were being recorded and just how amazing of a foundation that is. So if anybody like jumped in and out, I think of your first session of the market sauce or wasn't able to go back, it was just an affirmation of how foundational having that document can be to everything else that you use with AI. And so I hope I know there was a lot of people. I think you had over 60 people on the whole time. I was watching the numbers, which is amazing. But if anybody had to jump out and isn't able to watch that, I really believe that was an amazing first session that really sets the stage and gives us all the content that we need for all of these other sessions. I'm excited. Chris, yes, of course, I knew he was going to blow our mind, and he stepped up to the plate and did, and everything's just been amazing. I know in the morning I just talked about how excited I was for the diverse amount of content that we were going to see, and I think day one was definitely evidence of that. Just all kinds of different really amazing things that we can all integrate and give us options to pick and choose of what we need inside of our business and what we can really use to scale using AI.
Absolutely. And for those that did not have a chance to activate their credit for the free Market Sauce blueprint, just make sure you head on over to marketsauce.ai and make sure that you're registered through the summit as well. We're just putting a priority towards everyone that does register for the summit. And of course, it's free, but just to make sure that you guys get access to that credit, you can go through the demo on the site, but also you can watch that first session in the recordings inside of the community to see exactly how to fill out and get that content brief. And again, especially if you're just getting started with AI, this is a way to help accelerate you getting better content from AI, getting better results. And for some of the speakers that will be coming and sharing today, we got Phil Stringer coming up at 10 o'clock Central Time. We've got Francis Ablola coming up at the noon hour as well. We'll be talking about practical ways that you can use ChatGPT, use it to speak in your voice. Be watching some over-the-shoulder demos with Phil. Phil is a fantastic teacher. He speaks on stages all around the country, and I know he's gone worldwide as well at some point, but he helps a lot of real estate professionals be more effective and more productive and more streamlined in how they're operating in their business. And just to give you guys a taste of what to expect today and then where to go and catch all the replays and the AI hack sessions that have dropped, we've got a couple more that are going to be coming over the course of between today and tomorrow's session for the pre-recorded. Phil Stringer is going to be coming on in just less than an hour. and just sharing really practical demonstrations for how to use ChatGPT. He's got a bunch of prompts that he'll be sharing for helping you get started and walking you through some of his process. And he's a great communicator of anything. Phil and I have worked on some projects together, and he's just a great guy overall. After Phil, we've got Francis Ablola, I hope I'm saying that, at noon to 1, who will be talking about AI in the context of creating content that is empathetic and connecting with your customers. When we were discussing his session, there was a lot of alignment with how he actually approaches the same content process with his content creation and copywriting and in general content initiatives that we use with Market Sauce. And so he'll be sharing things from his 20 years experience from direct response all the way to what he's doing now in teaching AI. He's also a professional in real estate and has helped grow several businesses. I think he's on the Inc. 5,000 list with 4 of his different companies. So he's had a lot of success over his career. He's going to be sharing some very practical ways that you can leverage AI in your business as well. After that, we got Gamma coming up from 1 to 2, another Gamma lab session. This time, we're going to be talking about websites with Gamma, which I'm really looking forward to because if you have heard us talking about Gamma throughout these sessions, they're one of our platinum level sponsors, along with Howdy, making this event possible. When I approached Gamma about being a potential sponsor for the event, I said, I love using Gamma. Hey, let me see if I could just build the entire summit website with this and a lot of the different resources that we're going to be doing post summit production. And so Gamma is going to be sharing tips and tricks for how to create your own website with it. I shared on the call yesterday, or one of the calls, that I've even built my own personal brand website at darbyrollins.com that you can go and see very quickly, get up simple websites, landing pages, and making them interactive as well. So excited to see what the dream team at Gamma can share with how to get the most out of that tool specifically for websites and what we can expect down the road. After that, 2 o'clock Central Time, we got Garrett Graveson, aka GG Worldwide, coming on. Garrett is a professional keynote speaker. And when I say professional in the sense of Garrett, he just got off stage speaking in front of Coca-Cola's huge branding conference just a few weeks ago, presenting alongside Damon John from Shark Tank. And he closed out that session and is a powerful speaker and does this and has done this for years professionally. And so he brings some very practical experience to the table for how you can use speaking and get started with a speaking career to build your own personal brand and to obviously increase your authority and how you are perceived online and in person, but leveraging your personal brand to open up the door for new opportunities. We'll be dialing things back in before you can even get on stage. How do you get to the point where you can get on stage and start to use and grow your speaking career? And we'll be walking through creating a blueprint. And Garrett actually flew out to Austin, Texas in June for a 3-day hackathon that we did here in person at that time, where we created a whole custom Market Sauce delivery system for his speaker brief product that is free. And we filmed a 45-minute masterclass that basically took all of his experience from 20 years of professional public speaking and bake that in with how you can get clear on who exactly you're speaking to, what's your keynote going to be on, who do you need to target for that keynote, and how do you present yourself to the decision makers that are ultimately going to be hiring you to speak on stage. What should you be charging? All that sort of thing. And that whole masterclass is free, and you'll get links to how to sign up and join that and go through it if speaking is something that you want to do more of in your business, or you just want to be just more buttoned up, so to speak, in terms of how you're presenting yourself if people do reach out for speaking inquiries. And so on that session with Garrett, we're actually going to be using Gamma inside of that session to create a speaker kit, because once you know what you're talking about and who you're going to be talking to and what makes you different, having a speaker kit is a must have for being able to book additional gigs. And Gamma is a fantastic tool for getting that first kit made. From there, we're going to go into our final keynote of the day at 4 o'clock Central with Jacqueline and Frank from Howdy, who is, again, Howdy is our other sponsor aside Gamma, making this event possible. And they're going to be sharing how they at Howdy, with a team of 80 plus, are approaching AI and how they are going to be leveraging AI and training to enable their own workforce, but also help the businesses that they work with scale an AI enabled workforce. And really, it's very interesting in talking with Jacqueline before the summit session, their approach and how they are tackling the topic of AI in general. And so that's going to be a great session for seeing how you can not, like, for one, leverage talent that's all around the globe that is becoming AI enabled and is available to work at a rate that is maybe going to be a lot more affordable for the small business owner that's looking to scale up their teams and hire this talent that's maybe not US based, that has a much larger salary. How do you hire people effectively? How do you retain that talent effectively? And how do you enable that talent with AI to be more effective in running and managing these different systems that we're making? Because, like we talked about yesterday, you need to have that human in the loop to make sure that stuff doesn't go haywire, the AI doesn't AI and goes and does a bunch of things you don't want it to do, or that it's going on track and maintaining the process. But also how to enable people to own those roles, and how Howdy is approaching this specific topic for how they're looking to scale and how you can translate those lessons into your own business. And I'd love to hear some more insights and wins from yesterday for those of you that joined us, and also what are maybe looking forward to today from the speakers that we have coming up here. Please, I'm open to inviting some of you guys on. If you guys want to come up and share, Yolanda's talking about personal branding. I think Gigi will be a fantastic session for that. Is a great character overall, but very practical and grounded in how you can approach personal branding, and tying that in with speaking is probably the number one or one of the top three ways that you can get yourself out there and brand. Obviously, being an author is important with a lot of that stuff too. Loved Gamma and my session as well. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I loved Gamma's session as well. You know, it was cool seeing their whole crew come in and demonstrate the tool better than, like, they live and breathe the tool every day. So it's cool to see how they're using it and how they're able to give us an idea about what's coming. I did see several folks asking about kind of things related to APIs and integrating with Make and other ways that we can build on top of Gamma that aren't available just yet, but hopefully over the course of time as the platform develops, that those features do get activated and we're able to utilize it in more ways than we are now. So I know they got a lot of big plans for 2020, 2025 for sure. And we're going to hear more about those today. So make sure you're on that call, get some insights for how to build websites with Gamma and what we can expect to come on that front.
Also, Darby, would love to shout out the hack sessions. I know that they dropped today. There's a couple more that are still going to drop, but carve some time out. All of them are under 30 minutes. And in all of the ones that all of the AI innovators that I interviewed, they gave such like easy, actionable, immediate AI hacks. Like every single one of them talked about something where I literally could have gotten off and just gone and done it. And all over the map, from a cool AI Canva hack that, again, as an avid Canva user, I was like, what? I didn't know you could do that. Bruce Fleck gave an amazing hack that kind of merged his own system and how he uses ChatGPT and Gamma for presentations. The amazing Rachel Rollins and I talked about AI hack with marketing, and she gave some 3 really actionable steps on how we could leverage AI to help with our marketing efforts and competitive analysis, which blew my mind. I know that we've got these pre-recorded or these pre-scheduled sessions that are happening, but do a little bit of binge watching on those hacks that drop. Don't forget to go back. Don't feel like, oh, these are short, I'll save them for last. Maybe they don't have as much content. They absolutely have a lot of value. And the whole purpose of the hack sessions was to give everybody short content that you could just consume really quickly and go and learn one thing from it. They're really great, I think, added value to what you're going to see in addition to our amazing speakers. So don't forget to go and check those out.
Yeah, sometimes these quick direct wins are exactly what you need. Sometimes you need longer workshops to be able to really demonstrate something in its entirety, like Chris's AI agent demo yesterday. I needed a bit more time. It was something that we thought would be really great to be able to present live. But also a hack that I found years ago when someone put me onto it was video speed controller Chrome extension. A lot of these platforms have the ability to update your video screen control screen as well. But just adding a video onto 1.5 times speed or 2x speed, if you can pick up the speaker, if they're not talking at a rate that gets it's hard to hear at that rate, You could knock out one of these sessions in 10 to 15 minutes and still walk away with the core context and know that you want to go back and review anything specifically. That's something I found helpful in watching videos on YouTube, just getting the content in a little bit faster than the regular speed. And it's hard to listen to podcasts, especially without it being on 1.5 or 2x speed now. I'll save you some time since I know we're all busy. Most of us are running businesses or working on different projects and using this for continuing education in some way, shape, or form. And I would recommend as you're going through the content and grabbing the transcripts from each day and using those transcripts as ways to feed into something like Claude, ChatGPT, and ask it questions about the content specifically. We're going to be doing something similar with our own custom GPT on site to help people with navigating different sessions in the summit. But just a tip for those as you're going through any of these sessions and you see a transcript available, feel free to grab that and apply it inside of one of your own large language models that you're using to ask it questions and interact a little bit more. If you're just tuning in with us, we've got several live sessions going on with us today, and then we've also got our pre-recorded sessions that have dropped inside of the community. Make sure that you have registered at scalewithAIsummit.com. If you're here with us live, make sure you join through that link so you get access to the community. And again, as we continue to drop more resources, we'll have a directory. It's almost complete right now. Just didn't have quite enough time to add and update all the new links available tomorrow that will be built inside of a Notion workspace so that you can quickly see all the different speakers, all the different sponsors, all the different vendors that have contributed to making the summit possible, and any special deal, special offer, or notes or resources that were available from the speakers. Like Kurt Malley, for example, is one of the hack sessions that we dropped today. His was pre-recorded and goes over the dollar a day strategy for utilizing social media, and he's got an extra a checklist in there for getting yourself set up and running that he's included as part of his sessions. Just keep an eye out for those resources. They are absolutely valuable for putting into action what these speakers are presenting on. I see a hand raise, Mumtaz. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, is there
Yes, I have a question. Is that the right time to ask a question, or do we wait till later?
yeah, what's your question?
I'm interested in building a platform where it's like a website or whatever. I'm not quite sure yet the moment, but it would have some things like the bots and other things that the real estate agency market would need. So, because there are so many presentations that was done yesterday, I know Chris comes to mind for that one, but I'm just wondering, where do I start and how do I start building something like that? And what are the tools I would need and things like that? It's a little confusing to think of the big picture, but that's an overarching goal. And then how do I go about building it from scratch?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think if you're looking at building any sort of generative AI tool, I
Yes.
would recommend checking out a few of the AI hack sessions that we've dropped from a few tools that we use and have used, and wanted them to share just from the founders of these tools to get started, because a lot of these tools, I'll
Yes.
share which ones that will probably make the most sense for you to look into right now if you're
Yes.
looking to actually build a generative AI powered tool. First one would be checking out customgpt.ai. Will give you the
Okay.
ability to set up your own GPTs, build your own knowledge bases. And this is really effective for building like a customer support interface chatbot, or like a knowledge base that someone could interact with and engage with and answer questions and get links to some places. But I
Yes.
know there's other ways that you could utilize that tool. The second tool I'd recommend now is called Mike Joya is going to be on the Knowledge Entrepreneur panel tomorrow. But they
Okay.
built this tool as a way that you could effectively monetize your knowledge utilizing these AI tools. So they have ways that you can charge per credits or in a subscription based on use and actually build your own tools as
Okay.
apps. But you also have the ability to build the tools inside of Pickaxe and then embed them into a platform that you're building. You could put them behind a paywall. You can build your own studios in there.
Thank you. Now, if I also felt that I needed some kind of help because I'm a little techie, but not that techie like the rest of the people, what is my best option to go and get help?
I think that probably is a question that There's more answers, or there's probably a lot more context that we need to know. You might want to ask Perplexity and see
Perplexity.
what
Okay.
it might suggest you do if you're looking to build a platform like that, just based on what you're thinking about and brainstorming how would you go about approaching that process. There's so many different ways that you can build out tech in these different platforms.
Okay.
The one way that I do it may be completely different for another person going for the same output. And so I would feel like I'm doing, not pointing you in the right direction necessarily by just telling you any specific tool, but how I approach whenever I have any kind of technical question for just getting started, as I start with Perplexity. And then
Yes.
I talk about it, what I'm thinking. This is the idea I have in mind. And then it gives back some responses for, hey, this is how you could go about approaching this. And then I have a conversation with it to help me refining maybe what are the top tools that I could use to build this.
I
And
see.
you may find that there's some tools that are already built with a lot of the capabilities that you're looking for.
I see. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No problem. My pleasure. And this just in, Pickaxe is now sold out on AppSumo. So if deal is out, then I would recommend just going and signing up through the deal that we've got with Pickaxe. I don't think that this deal ends when Mike set us up with a code. So if you do want to try Pickaxe, they made a code for 60% off for 3 months for everybody that's attending the summit. So if you go to Pickaxe and you use the code Scale Summit, that will activate that 60% off code. And Mike, I would recommend first, before you go and sign up for that, just go check out Mike's session. Mike gave a 20-minute breakdown of exactly how to use the tool, and he will be on the Knowledge Entrepreneur panel tomorrow. Question about what is this link for, buyerprediction.com. That is an example of a studio that we built in Pickaxe, actually with Phil Stringer, who's going to be the speaker coming up here shortly.
He's amazing. Phil Stringer is amazing.
Oh, well, I'm glad, Phil. Have you heard him
Yes,
speak
yes.
before?
I've heard him twice before. I even attended one of his workshops. So yes,
That's great. Yeah, Phil's a great speaker and a
yes,
great guy all around. And we
yes.
started building this tool for his audience when he's speaking and helping real estate agents get clear exactly on they're looking to book more listing appointments and winning more deals to sell more homes. And so this tool effectively was entirely built in Pickaxe, and all you would need to do is add in Austin, Texas, like a street. Let's just say 7749. I don't know if this is a real street. You would just add this in. You could build a lot of different types of tools. This is one tool inside of Pickaxe that is a form-based tool. You can also do chat-based tools. But if I wanted to say the price point was, because prices are ridiculous in Austin, let's just say this house was $2. Let's see, 2.5 million. Once you click submit, it's going to run a series of prompts that we've trained it on to identify who are the more likely buyers of this particular piece of real estate. And so
Oh,
it's giving an outline here. And the utility in this is when you are looking to book a listing appointment as an agent,
yes,
you want to be able to show and provide your value out the gate and be able to take something like this, book an appointment, let them know that, hey, we've already identified some potential top buyers for you. Then once you have that listing appointment, it's your opportunity to really stand out and shine and close the deal to help them sell their home.
yes. Great. Thank you. I'm going to definitely look into the Pixel and look at Mike's session. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Question from Yolanda: did you use Gamma to create the form in Pickaxe? Did not. No, all of that form that you just saw me demonstrate there was built 100% inside of Pickaxe, and they do offer a form bot. Yeah. So you can, when you're in Pickaxe, and Mike will show you the whole demonstration of how to use the tool. And they've got a lot of really cool upgrades and features that are coming up as well to integrate with things like Zapier, Make, and add more automations and functions to your tool. But also, if you're just looking for ways to create these tools and maybe not use Pickaxe's Studio as the front-facing service, and you have your own platform that you're developing, you have the ability to simply embed the code into the back end of any service that you'd be providing and want to give people access to, whether it's free or whether it's paid. You can choose to gate it or not, but overall, a super powerful tool for helping you get something out, running and testing, and also validating an idea if you want to test it out there before investing and building something out beyond it. It's been It's been a pleasure working with Mike and their team over the past few months and learning how to use the tool. And a lot of members of our community have had a lot of great things to say about their experience with it, as well as I can see same thing amongst some of the comments here. Any other questions, comments from day one on the summit? Nonso, I see your hand raised. Yeah, have a question?
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. I think I really getting a lot of things from this section, but can I please get more light on the genaiuniversity.com, how to register. And for me, I have a little company. I'm a founder of my company, and I want to see how I can come in using AI to do some kind of marketing for people to know more about what Gamma does and every other thing. Can you give me more light on how I can use it to do my marketing aspect of my business? And also throw more light on the genaiuniversity.com, how I can register and what are the benefits and what are those things I need to understand as a starter. Thank you.
Absolutely. In a nutshell, AIuniversity.com is our platform where we host events like this, some free, some paid, and have a community that joins us every month for mastermind calls where we share what's working, what's not, what wins did we find in the world of AI, and really just have a community of like-minded entrepreneurs and creators that are figuring out how to adapt and innovate and evolve with AI in their own business. It's right now for the summit, and I don't know if this deal will go away for anyone that's outside of the community as well, but we're introducing a 3 months of our pro membership for 50% off. So it's $99 a month right now to join and be a part of our paid membership. So you would get that at $48.50 a month for the first 3 months to continue on past an event like this summit. One of the most immediate events that are coming up where we would cover something that's a bit more hands-on, and like you suggested with, or your question about using Gamma to build more marketing assets and to grow your business with these different types of tools. We host interactive workshops as well, similar to what we see here inside of the summit, but generally more focused on content creation and marketing, and then adding in automations to accelerate or streamline or enhance processes that our members are doing. And following this summit, for example, all of our paid university members will have access to 2 additional workshops. The first workshop being on the 12th of November, so next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday, from noon to 4 Central Time. We'll be taking a lot of what we covered in the summit and condensing it down into a 4-hour workshop where we'll be hands-on working through and building out sales pages with Gamma, building out email sequences, building out some basic automations, and things of that nature. Haven't locked in exactly what that workshop is going to look like, since we're going to be asking some members of our community what they're looking to put into action right away following the summit. And then 2 weeks from then, Kelly will be hosting a second follow-up implementation workshop, another 4-hour block from 10 to 2 Central Standard Time on the 26th, I believe, of this month. And again, that's hands-on, that's interactive. The first one with myself, I'll be on the second one as well, with Kelly hosting primarily, but should be helping people with building out micro content or different marketing and educational based material to nurture their clients, attract more leads, and then build courses and things that can help facilitate and grow your business. There's obviously a ton of different types of content that we can create and curate inside of a summit like this. The paid community is a direct line to people like myself, like Kelly, and the other members of the community, and speakers like Bruce, like Tyrese. I see some other members. I think Christian's part of the community here. Several are on the call with us right now. And yeah, that's Ron, I see you as well. Yeah, it's really just our membership for keeping the conversation going, keeping the accountability in place, and being the first to get updates and insights that we're figuring out from the different AI developments and things of that nature. If you use Scale with AI, I realized I didn't share the code at the genaiuniversity.com/membership. Code Scale with AI will activate a 50% off your first 3 months. Again, if you find that it's not for you after even the first month, you didn't get value out of it for what this is all about putting what we're learning into action, and implementation is everything here. So I think you'll find out very quickly if this is a place for you inside of that first month. we wanted to give you 3 months so you can really dive in and get through a lot of our other additional content that we train and have recorded inside of our growth library. So things like setting up your own GPTs and other different micro courses around specific types of content. I hope that answers your question to some degree. This was not intended to be a sales pitch for the membership right here, but since you asked, I figured I would provide some context for those that are interested in being part of our community past the summit. Assad says a very good summit. The content's very useful, no fluff. Just give us a break every now and again. Well, we got 15 minutes right now. This is just going to be having some conversation here. We are until Phil Stringer's session starts. And today, after Phil's session, we'll have a 30-minute block between then and Francis. There will be a few breaks here and there throughout the day, but certainly if you do need to hop up away from the computer for a few minutes and come back, you'll be able to catch all the replays and resources there. James, I see your hand up. How are you doing, James?
Yes, good morning. Yeah, the summit's been really eye-opening. I was wondering, I'm a small company that's trying to encourage green sustainability. There's ESG reporting all over Europe, so I'm trying to bring it down to the community here in San Diego County, California, especially with construction companies. And is there a resource within AI that can help these construction companies build with green sustainability at the same time getting ROI from using such methods? That's what I'm trying to concentrate on and evangelize.
I don't know that, but my default response, if I don't know anything, is I'm going to go to Perplexity and ask it what you just asked me. We're not going to screen share right now. I don't have a resource that I would point you to directly. But again, like any time that I don't, I know that I've got the power of an AI powered search engine and Perplexity in my pocket that we could walk through that same type of answer. I would recommend pulling up Perplexity on your phone, maybe right now, walking it through on there and seeing if that gives you an answer, and let me know if you find what Perplexity helps you. All right, Phil Stringer's session set to begin. Phil is a fantastic speaker and he's got some great stuff in store for us today. Quick break right now, and we'll be underway for the first official workshop of day 2 of the Scale with AI Summit.